y'all could go back and watch if you needed to, I think, right? Let me see if it's recording. Yes, okay. All right. A,
Determiner.
frightened.
Adjective.
Passenger.
Noun.
Landed.
Verb.
The.
Determiner.
Crippled.
Adjective.
Airliner.
Noun.
So what do you want to do first?
Okay, so I combined frightened passenger into an adjective phrase.
That's right.
And the determiner and the adjective phrase into a noun phrase.
That's right.
Then I did crippled airliner into an adjective phrase. And then I did the adjective phrase with the determiner a crippled airplane into a noun phrase.
Oh, that was messy, but
Then the verb and that noun phrase into the verb phrase.
which noun phrase? You got to help me out there.
Landed the crippled airliner.
It's a verb phrase. And then now I have a
sentence.
Yeah. And this is interesting to me because, you know, we have the determiner, adjective, noun, determiner, adjective, noun. So it's actually a very simple order of things. The words just make it feel fancy and more complicated, right? But the order of stuff is really very similar to the one above. I've got this noun phrase, verb, noun phrase, and I've got noun phrase, verb, noun phrase that I kind of have to combine. All right. Does someone want to do the house on the hill collapsed in the wind?
I can do that one.
Okay.
Okay.
The
Determiner,
house
noun,
on
preposition,
the
determiner,
hill
noun,
collapsed
verb,
in
preposition,
the
determiner,
wind.
noun.
All right. Where am I going to go?
So I did the house as a noun phrase,
Okay.
and then I did the hill as a noun phrase, and then added that preposition on
To which one?
the on the hill
Mhm.
to make it a prepositional phrase.
Mhm.
And then I did the wind as a noun phrase, and then added the preposition in the wind to make a prepositional phrase. And then added the verb collapsed in the wind to make a verb phrase. And that makes a sentence.
Almost.
Oh,
I've got a noun phrase, a prepositional phrase, and a verb phrase at the top.
oh, sorry. I combined the noun phrase and the prepositional phrase.
For the house on the hill.
Yeah, the house on the hill.
And
to
now
make
what do
it
I
a
have?
phrase. Noun phrase.
And that's my sentence, right?
Mhm.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Anybody want to do the ice melted?
I can do that one.
All right. The
The determiner,
ice
noun, and then verb.
melted. Okay, now what do I do?
The ice is the noun phrase. Melted is the verb phrase.
Yes, I have to bring it up to a verb phrase. Same way I had to do that. Courtney became a noun phrase earlier. And now what do I have?
And then it's a sentence.
There you go. Beautiful. Anybody want to do the hot sun melted the ice?
I can do it.
Okay, good.
So the is your determiner.
Mm-hmm.
Hot is your adjective.
Mm-hmm.
Sun is your noun.
Mm-hmm.
Melted is your verb.
Mhm.
The is your determiner. Ice is a noun.
Okay.
You can combine hot sun to be an adjective phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can combine the ice to be a noun phrase.
Mm-hmm.
You can combine the and like the hot sun would be your noun phrase.
Okay.
And then melted the ice would be your verb phrase. And then
Beautiful.
we have a sentence.
And we have a sentence. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, this was the long one. Let's see if anybody want to go with that one? Bueller.
I'll do it.
Okay.
All right. A is a determiner. Fast is adjective. Car is noun. With is a preposition.
Mm-hmm.
Twin is adjective.
Mhm.
Camps is noun.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sped is verb.
Mm-hmm.
By is a preposition.
Mm-hmm.
The is determiner.
Mm-hmm.
Children is noun.
Mm-hmm.
On preposition. The determiner. Grassy adjective.
Mm-hmm.
Lane noun.
Now what?
All right, so then
Got a lot of adjectives in here.
I combine fast car to make
Mhm.
an adjective phrase.
Yes.
Twin cams combined for an adjective phrase.
Okay.
Then I combined with the twin cams and made a prepositional phrase.
Okay.
I combined A with the fast car that at the very beginning to make a noun phrase.
Okay.
And then I combined that noun phrase and prepositional phrase to make a noun phrase.
Okay.
All right, then I combined the children to make a noun phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And then I added in by and made that into what now I'm not sure if it's a prepositional phrase or an adverbial phrase.
We'll do the, yeah,
Preposition.
keep going.
Okay, and then I combined sped with that prepositional phrase by the children to make a verb phrase.
Okay.
All
I'm gonna
right.
show you how that would have looked different in a minute.
Okay. Then I combined grassy lane to make an adjective phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And I added in that determiner, the in front of that with the grassy lane to make a noun phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And then I added in that preposition on with that noun phrase to make a prepositional phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And I combined those the verb phrase and prepositional phrase to make the verb phrase. And then combine the noun phrase and the verb phrase to make a sentence.
Whew. That's a lot, huh? Let me try. I want to show you this. If you guys got to go, I totally understand. Or actually, I'm just going to do this part. Sped by the children on the grass. Did anybody do anything different here? Or were you listening to our conversation so you went that way? Some people ought, so because you're really depending on your automatic language knowledge, sometimes people will not even know that there were two meanings for this until they start following these rules. So all of this stays the same. Determiner, sorry, I'm going noun, preposition, determiner, adjective, noun, all that, noun phrase. All this is the same. I'm not doing anything different yet. Noun phrase. Okay. All right, so are you guys with me seeing what I've got here and how it looks the same? Remember how we look at things in constituents, right? Here, what Courtney put together was she basically, she basically said they sped by the children on the grassy lane. Okay, because you see how I'm pulling it down from all of these things belong to the thing above it, right? See how what I'm about to do will look a little different. In what I just did by combining, I combined the children on the grassy lane. Okay, so all these children on the grassy lane, I'm describing, here's what you might not have picked up on by seeing the difference. By knowing the rules of syntax, what Courtney did is that she told me in her diagram that the car sped by the children, but the car was on the grassy lane. So the car went on the grassy lane to speed by the children. My sentence tells you the children were on the lane. The children were on the grassy lane when the car sped by. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is how, which one's right? They both are. It depends on what I mean. If I can follow the rules in multiple ways, then this sentence has multiple meanings. It's only important if it really mattered what I meant, right? So Courtney's only wrong if the car stayed on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like if the meaning was that the car was on the road and the children were on the grassy lane, then her meaning would be wrong, or her diagram. But since I didn't tell you what something meant, you see, this is where we have some differences. When I was like, oh, you could do that differently. You could do that differently. Does that make sense?
I got you. I see that now in my mind. I'm thinking the children on the grassy lane, so I can see where.
And that's really why I think it's important when we're looking at it to know that that's why we're saying that we combine things in groupings of words and that they belong to a hierarchy. You know, like it's not always, oh, why do we have to have a hierarchy? Well, because we're kind of showing where things belong and what they mean. We just have one more that's pretty simple, I think, compared to what you guys have been doing. Does somebody want to take this last one? Because we're over time. I'm so sorry. Okay, who said that? Amber?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the is the determiner. Old is an adjective. Tree is a noun. Swayed is the verb. In is the preposition. The determiner. Wind, noun.
Okay.
So I combine old and tree for an adjective phrase. Add in the old tree for a noun phrase. The wind for a noun phrase. In the wind for a prepositional phrase. Swayed in the wind is a verb phrase. And add those together for the sentence.
Ta-da! You guys, that's amazing that you guys did that. You guys are awesome. I did change something for your problem set so that it wouldn't be as much. There are 3 little specialty parts that I didn't get to teach you. So we'll go over those tomorrow. I took any of that off of your problem set. Let me see if there's anything else. The problem set will look a little longer, but it shouldn't be longer. It just is how I'm trying to see. All right, let me stop sharing from my personal computer and pick up sharing. Oh, let me stop recording too.